Hi friends, it's Georgio again here with a new video, and this time I'm going to be doing a kind of talk through and get ready with me. I do have somewhere to go, so I have to do this really quickly. But just gonna talk to you so you can get to know me a little bit better, and so let's get started. So excuse the face, I have acne prone skin, so it doesn't matter if I'm wearing makeup or not wearing makeup. I'm always breaking out. I never had acne when I was a teenager really, but as an adult I'm plagued with it. So I am using a skincare system now that is helping a little bit, but anyway, I got some hyperpigmentation here. Mostly it's here, but I also get a lot of cystic and inflammatory lesions on my face too. So sorry, speaking doctor talk. I can't help it. Anyway, so I'm gonna start by just priming my face, and my favorite primer is this Makeup Forever primer, step 1. It's a mattifying primer, so I usually just put that in my T-zone area because that's the oiliest part of my skin. I do have kind of combination skin where it's oily in the T-zone and dry on the cheeks. So, and I also have, I don't know how many of you out there have this, but I also have eczema, which is part of the reason why I have a lot of inflammation on my skin a lot of times. So I'm fighting that and acne. Wonderful, lucky me, right? Anyway, so I'm just gonna prime. This is a little sticky, so that's good. Sticky primer. Can't like rub it in, you just kind of have to pat it in. Anyway, so that's that. And then I'm gonna today use my Lancome. It's the Teint Idole Ultra 24 makeup, 24-hour makeup, and I am in the color, I believe this is 555, but this actually is a little dark on my skin. Let's see if I can show kind of what it looks like. It's like that. I usually use a couple pumps of that, and then I go in with my Georgio Armani, if I can say it correctly, Luminous Silk Foundation, because that's a little bit lighter. So what I'm going to end up doing, so those are the two mixed, is get the lighter color of the Lancome foundation and mix it together with the dark one that I have, the 550 and the 555. So I just take that on the back of my hand and just use, I'm going to use my flat top kabuki brush from Sigma, and I just kind of spread it all around. Kind of in a hurry, so this is going to be quick. See how, you know, it's much darker than I particularly like, but it's good coverage, so, and it lasts pretty good, so I like it. Like I think I said in other videos that I like the higher end makeup foundations just because they have a lot more variety of shades than the drugstore kind, and most of the drugstore kind, I don't know, they just don't do it for me. They really just don't. Maybe I haven't found the right one. But like I said, they don't really have the shades that I like. And I just put a little bit more in this area. Get my ears. Get down the neck. Don't worry, it'll all blend in eventually. So, yeah, they don't really make, in my opinion. Well, I'm, you know, maybe a foundation snob, but anyway. But I started wearing makeup when I was about 15, anywhere between 13 and 15. I was in high school, and I begged my mother, I begged her to go to modeling school. I was like, I really want to go to modeling school. But I thought it was going to be this high fashion model. That's when the days of the, well, like when Whitney Houston was first starting to model. I remember her being in 17 magazine. That shows you how old I am. 17 magazine. Now this is the Shape Tape by Tarte, and this is in the color, oh gosh, I don't have my glasses on. I'll put the I'll put the color in the description bar. It's, I think, one of the darkest colors they have. And I just put a little under my, I put a lot under my eyes, and let's not lie. Anyway, so I wanted to be a model. I wanted to be in fashion magazines and all that. I'm like begging my mom to model, and she's like, you know, girl, we don't have no kind of money. Because modeling school costs money. And we just didn't have it. we didn't have it like that, okay? And so something unfortunate happened to me when I was a sophomore in high school. And that kind of turned into a fortunate thing. I got hit by a car. So that was not the fortunate part, obviously. That was the unfortunate part. Anyway, I'm going to use this new beauty blender that I got from Real Techniques. It's called the Base and Finish Dual-Ended Expert Sponge. So I'm going to use the orange part. I like to spray my sponge with Fix Plus. I just do. And I'm going to go ahead and blend that out. Just pounce. See how I like this beauty blender. This is only my first time using it, so we'll see how it goes. Anyway, I got hit by a car. I know I digress. I'm going to go off on tangents, you guys, so just, you know, bear with me. Got hit by a car, running across the street trying to catch the bus to go home, and unfortunately, you know, I couldn't walk for a couple weeks. I didn't break any bones. I just got really, really bruised up. I was on crutches, and, you know, it was actually quite embarrassing. But anyway, and the money that I got from being hit by a car was enough for my mom to use for me to go to modeling school. So, yeah. I did not realize at the time that there was money involved. She didn't tell me that. She was smart about that. She didn't tell me. It was just like miraculously, hey, we have the money for you to go to modeling school. And I was like, oh, really? Cool. You know, I've been wanting and begging for this for years. So I went to modeling school, and they taught me how to use, first of all, how to do my skin, how to take care of my skin and skincare. And I was very good about that, and that's part of the reason why I did not have blemishes and a lot of breakouts when I was in high school or when I was a teenager, because I took care of my skin, had really good skincare, and it was great for me. I was eating healthier. I started to lose weight, and by the time I was a junior, this is my junior year in high school, by the end of my junior year, I started to feel really confident with my makeup. And so I probably wore way more makeup at that point in time, and people probably are like, oh my God, look at this girl. She looks like a harlot coming in here with all this eyeshadow and stuff. But I was experimenting and learning, and I think that's a good lesson to learn. You should experiment and see what you like, see what works for you. Don't be afraid of color. That was another thing. It's the 80s. And color was big back then, especially colored eyeshadows and stuff like that. All right, I'm going to use my NARS translucent powder, and it's a light reflecting setting powder and translucent crystal. It looks like this. I've showed this a million times. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and set my under eye. Just to keep this from creasing on me, because I am very talkative and expressive. So anyway, not only did this school teach me how to put on makeup and how to model, it taught me how to speak in public and give speeches, and how to think about the way you move, the way you sit, the way you walk. It was a finishing school as well, so I learned a lot about etiquette and how to like introduce people, and you know, for a 15-year-old, that was pretty epic. That was pretty epic. I don't know too many 15-year-olds who know how to do any of that stuff at this point. Most of them are just staring at their phones all the time. I'm sorry. Any shout outs to the millennials or the young people today? I'm not trying to be offensive. I'm just saying we didn't have phones back then, so we had to pay attention to the things that were going on around us and learn things and be observant and Anyway, I digress again. So makeup for me is like second nature. I'm used to it. Performing, I've been dancing since I was 4. I remember my first dance performance. I was doing an African dance, and sorry, I'm gonna put a little lip balm on because my lips get crusty. I was 4, and it was part of a community center's. Sorry, I know I look crazy, but this will all balance out. I swear, I swear. It was part of a community center's performance or presentation where the kids would go to the community center after school, and then they would learn this dance, and then we'd perform it in front of all of our family and friends. So we learned this African dance, and it was so much fun. I loved, and I think at that point I knew I loved to dance because we were on stage, and I'm like doing my little African dance, and I'm going for it, and my costume falls off, and the costume was this like piece of cloth, like African designed cloth that was around me, and I had my head wrapped up in the African kind of style, and it just fell off on stage, and I had nothing on underneath except for my panties. So I'm standing on stage pretty much naked, but I'm just like going at it and just enjoying my dance, and the people started laughing, and I didn't know what they were laughing at. I thought they were thinking that I was doing a great job. I'm 4 now, okay, so I don't know. And I thought, oh, this is for me, I'm doing great, you know. Let me stop and think, what am I doing next? I'm doing my eyes. So I'm gonna use this paint pot from MAC called Layin Low. It looks like that. And apply that to my eyelids. Alright. Sorry, I'm gonna get in a little close here. Anyway, so from that moment on, I love dance. I didn't know that they were laughing because my drape fell off and that I was pretty much naked on stage, and that, you know, they were just laughing kind of at me and not with me. I didn't know that. But it's a good thing I didn't know, because I thought I was doing great and I was enjoying myself, and I didn't care. I was enjoying myself, and I think that was the first time I really realized that I love dancing. Like, dancing was my love of life. And speaking of dancing, I am actually making myself up so that I can go ballroom dancing. Me and my fiance have a lesson in about 30 minutes. So I need to make this quick. Anyway, so yeah, that's my story of how I learned to love performing and love to put on makeup, and they kind of all go together in a way. Like, if you ever done theater, and I did do theater in college, and by that time, like I said, I had pretty much become very confident with my makeup and performing and things like that. So I danced all through college. I was a pom squad captain and all. Anyway, danced throughout college and loved it, totally loved it. Performed, did theater, and so when I became an adult and I was out of college, I wasn't dancing anymore, and I didn't know what to do. And I was like, oh my gosh! And so I didn't actually find ballroom dance until about 6 years ago. Actually, I had always loved ballroom dance because I used to watch the Fred Astaire, Ginger Rogers movies all the time. I love the way they move. They look so elegant. All of that. And, sorry, I'm just adjusting my mirror. And I always wanted to learn how to dance like that. So 6 years ago, while I was still a resident, medical resident, I decided, hey, you love dancing. Why not go learn how to, like, take a few classes, learn and see if you like it. and I fell in love with it. I love it so much. And I've been dancing for 6 years. I've done competitions. I even have my own ballroom dance channel, which is it is Ballroom Dance Diva. So check it out if you haven't had a chance. I think I've linked it in videos below. Sorry, I'm just throwing on some color into my cheeks so I don't look so crazy. I think this is Fever by MAC that I'm putting on. And anyway, so I fell in love with ballroom dancing. I've been doing it ever since. I plan to do more kind of like competitions and things like that. I'm just gonna put a little eyeliner on the bottom here. And so this is gonna be real simple, you guys. Real simple. I'm gonna put a little Bitten on my eyelids from Makeup Geek. Alright. Anyway, so loved it. Been doing it ever since. Just throw a little Corrupt in the corner. Just to give it a little definition. Looking kind of sad here. And anyway, so that's me and dancing. And if you get a chance, like I said, check out my ballroom dance channel. It's not as busy as this channel because I had kind of stepped away from doing ballroom dance for a little while I was moving from Chicago to New Jersey. But I'm back at it again, so thank God. I needed that. I needed it so much. Alright, we're gonna top this whole thing off with some mascara. And then we're out the door. And I'm just gonna slick my edges back a little bit. Little mascara. No lashes today. I'm not doing any wing liner. None of any fancy schmancy stuff. Just some mascara. This is like, I'm in a hurry, but I want to look halfway decent. And so, if you don't know by now, I am a physician. I'm a family physician. I trained in Chicago. I went to the University of Illinois in Chicago. And, but even though I've always loved science and all that stuff, I always have this artistic side, this side that wants to perform and do all that stuff. So that's basically why I wanted this channel. And that's what I'm doing. I'm just going to throw a little lip liner on. Let's see. This is Night Moth. Ooh. I'm going to have a dramatic lip. Just line my lips. And that's basically what this channel is about. So if you're trying to figure out, well, what the hell is she doing? She's always doing like makeup and DIYs and home decorating. Hey, that's me. That's pretty much me. That's me all the way. I'm kind of all over the place when it comes to creativity and doing things. So just hold on to your seat. This is how I am. This is what I am. And I hope you enjoy it.